Overall, a really fantastic Wednesday across North Alabama, Southern and Middle Tennessee. I hope you're able to spend a little bit of time outside and enjoy it. Now, we were a little bit warmer this afternoon, but we also saw a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. Of course, we started the day with ample cloud cover across the Tennessee Valley. As a matter of fact, that cloud cover stuck with us through the later part of the morning, early into the afternoon, but then that cloud cover really began to break up across the Tennessee Valley, and we finally began to see that sunshine peek its way on through. And that sunshine helped our temperatures climb just a little bit. Normally the sunshine would be a bit too little too late, but the sun came out in just enough time that temperatures were able to climb a little bit more this afternoon compared to what we've seen over the last few days. Live look out over in Florence this evening. We're talking about a few fair weather cumulus clouds, but otherwise we're looking at a really nice, beautiful blue sky. And we're not talking about a ton in the way of any sort of humidity. Now, we are talking about a little bit of moisture in our atmosphere. Dew points have been sitting in the mid and upper 60s, but we're not overly saturated as far as our environment is concerned. So we're kind of getting a nice deep blue sky this evening over in northwest Alabama, making for a really pretty view there at the Florence Harbor at McFarland Park. Over to northeast Alabama we go, off to DeKalb County. We're talking about once again some fair weather cumulus clouds off into the distance, but otherwise a beautiful blue sky this evening, plenty of sunshine, really making for a fantastic end to your Wednesday afternoon. I hope you plan to spend a little bit of time outside this evening. If you're going to go out for dinner, maybe find somewhere that has some outdoor seating. We continue with the beautiful views this evening. Now we're in Newmarket, beautiful green trees, beautiful blue sky, just some clouds to add a little bit of color, add a little bit of texture to the sky, but otherwise, now at this point, it seems across most locations in North Alabama, Southern, Middle Tennessee, we're talking about a mostly clear sky. Now, don't get me wrong. I have really enjoyed the cloud cover over the last couple of days. I have been able to go on exceptionally long runs in the morning. I've been able to take Gator for exceptionally long walks. It has been fantastic. Honestly, I kind of enjoyed the fact that temperatures were only in the mid and upper 70s, but it is still nice to see the sunshine. Here we are looking northbound on Memorial Parkway, traffic moving smoothly, of course. That's always a little bit of good news. We're talking about a little bit of cloud cover, but otherwise, even some blue sky here over the Huntsville metro area. Like I said, the blue sky this afternoon allowed temperatures to climb a little bit today. We saw 88 today in Pulaski, 86 in Fayetteville. We saw 89 this afternoon over in Florence. Russellville and Moulton saw 84 this afternoon. The Huntsville International Airport saw 86. 86 ended up being a very popular number. Athens, Decatur, Fayetteville up in southern Middle Tennessee, Scottsboro, Fort Payne, both over in northeast Alabama. Those folks all saw highs this afternoon of 86 degrees. One of the cooler spots today was Coleman. They saw a high temperature this afternoon of 82. Now these numbers still below where we should be this time of year, but an improvement over what we've seen the last couple of days. The month of August thus far has been below average. We have only had one above average day, and that was August 1st. We had a high temperature of 94 degrees. Then Saturday, Sunday, we had high temperatures of 87 and 82 respectively. Then we got to Monday and Tuesday of this week, the real cool down. We had 79 on Monday and 78 degrees on Tuesday. But I want you to understand that just because we've been below average over the last couple of days, that is in no way, shape, or form an indicator that fall has somehow miraculously arrived into the Tennessee Valley. That is just a completely unrealistic expectation to have in early August. The average high temperature through the entire month of August is right around 91 degrees. There is still plenty of time for it to be warm. The average high temperature in the month of September is 87 degrees. So again, there is still plenty of time for it to be warm. The month of September is traditionally incredibly warm across the Tennessee Valley, absolutely nowhere near the mid and upper 70s. Now, if you look at a calendar, fall is on the way, but if you've also lived in North Alabama, Southern Middle Tennessee long enough, you know that the calendar telling you it's fall means absolutely nothing. Really, the only thing that means is that it's time to go buy all things pumpkin spice. 48 days away from the official start of fall. We'll see if the temperatures cooperate this year. If history has anything to say about it, they probably will not cooperate. In all my time of living here, I really don't think the temperatures have ever cooperated, and fall has never actually started when the calendar says it is fall. 87 degrees right now, Pulaski and Fayetteville. Florence also sitting at 87 degrees. Athens, Decatur sitting at 85. Coleman sitting at 83 degrees, 82 right now, Arab and Albertville. So everybody's still holding on to the mid 80s. We are going to see temperatures fall off as we head into the overnight. I'll show you that in a little bit. In the meantime, we're talking about a couple of isolated showers across the Tennessee Valley. This activity is difficult to come by. Most of us are dry this evening, but radar is doing a really good job at picking up on just a couple of rogue showers. Maybe a little more widespread activity up across southern Middle Tennessee, but really, that's about it. And this is going to be the name of the game for the next several days, where a little bit of rain is going to be in the forecast, but most of us are going to be dry. I'll show you a futurecast here in a bit. Small opportunities for rain through the rest of the evening. Otherwise, it's going to be quite nice. 83 at 7, 80 by 8, 78 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock. If you want to throw something on the grill this evening, eat outside on the back patio, you can certainly do that. It'll be quite nice for it. Overall, great night. A couple of models trying to hold on to a small opportunity for rain. I'm not necessarily buying into that solution. I think it's actually going to be quite nice with a mostly clear sky, which means I also think a little bit of patchy dense fog could develop across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s. I've got a low right around 70 degrees. When the kids get on the school bus tomorrow morning, not bad. 72 at 7, 75 by 8, 78 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock, into the lower 80s as we head into the later part of the morning. Unlike the last several mornings, with the exception of a little bit of patchy dense fog, I actually think we're going to start the day with a fair amount of sunshine. It's going to be a relatively nice afternoon. From there, temperatures climb into the mid and upper 80s tomorrow afternoon. I would not be the least bit surprised if somebody ended up climbing into the lower 90s. Our friends over in Northwest Alabama, for example, they're typically a little bit warmer than everybody else. They could easily see the lower 90s tomorrow afternoon. Everybody else climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Here's Futurecast as we head into the lunch hour on Thursday. A couple of isolated showers beginning to develop. Kind of went over this. This is what we're going to be talking about for the next couple of days, where the vast majority of us are going to be dry at any given time, but understand that an isolated shower is certainly going to be possible. Now, this activity is not going to stick around very long. We'll begin to dry out and clear out as we head into the overnight and then early into the next morning. Maybe a little more cloud cover as we head into the Friday morning commute, but that's okay. We're still going to get to enjoy a little bit of sunshine. And then Futurecast goes ahead and tries to introduce the opportunity for a little bit of rain through the later part of the morning, early into the afternoon, holds on to this activity as we head into the middle and the later part of the afternoon, and then dries us out, clears us out as we head into Friday night, early into Saturday morning. Off to the tropics we go. We're still talking about Tropical Storm Dexter. Now, Dexter has actually strengthened over the last 24 hours. Right now, Tropical Storm Dexter has maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour, moving to the east-northeast at 16 miles per hour. Has a minimum central pressure of 999 millibars. So definitely a weak tropical storm, but we have a tropical storm in the northern Atlantic Ocean, so I thought it was worth a mention. If you kind of look at the cloud cover here associated with Tropical Storm Dexter, you can kind of see the centralized area of low pressure hanging out here, and then you can kind of see the cloud cover kind of trailing down. But otherwise, it's kind of a disorganized, discombobulated sort of a mess as it heads into the northern Atlantic Ocean, moving, like I said, to the east-northeast at about 16 miles per hour. So it is moving away from the continental United States. So why even bring it up if it's nowhere near the continental United States? Honestly, I kind of like the name Dexter. I kind of thought it was a fun name. So honestly, I thought it was worth a mention. As we head into the later part of August, we're gradually going to begin to see an increase in tropical activity in the Atlantic Ocean as far as the Atlantic hurricane season is concerned. Typically, the peak of our Atlantic hurricane season occurs in late August or as we head into the early and middle part of September, and then begins to trail off as we head into late September and then through the month of October. Do with that information what you will. Have a good look at the next 7 days. 88 on Thursday, 89 both Friday and Saturday. Back into the lower 90s Sunday and Monday, 90 degrees exactly. These numbers